Transformers Trading Card Game, their Facebook page, gave us a whole bunch of photos. More specifically, from what it looks like, about a majority of the character cards and battle cards that will be available for the game. And it's really cool because if you're someone who's kind of wanting to learn how to play the game and planning your deck early, this is a really good place to check this all out. And what's cool too is they showed all the character cards, but they also showed on the side of each character card in the description for the photos some flavor text, describing who the characters and stuff, which is stuff that it.
Which is pretty cool because there's no place to put flavor text on these character cards.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's just it. Usually with something like, let's say, Magic the Gathering, you'll have the actual abilities or whatever, if there is any, for a creature character. And sometimes, given the space, in italic, they'll put some flavor text under it, just, describing the character if he has a story or whatever.
Or a quote from somebody else.
Or a quote.
Describing the action or something like that.
Yeah, or something like that. So in this case, all of these kind of don't have the space for that. So instead what they did on the Facebook page here is they have, like, let's say, RC, and they'll show the front and the back of the card. And then they'll have like a flavor text on the back explaining who RC is, what's her story, and everything. What's cool also, just to mention with the RC ones, and now we have a good look at it, it's a blue RC, clearly based more on the Transformers Prime kind of aesthetic, even though it's a fusion of the two, if anything. It's like the G1, like her robot mode is very G1 RC, but it's blue.
And also what's interesting too is one thing I'm trying to understand. Yeah, okay, so like one thing that's pretty cool is that her aesthetic, like the head wise and everything, she's got little buttons on the side, but she's all blue, but she has like little pink accents on her. And then also it's almost like, I want to say she kind of has maybe a backpack going on, like
the
how
backpack
the Generations RC came out,
Well, exactly. And again, that's more in line with the G1 aesthetic. Like this really is, the robot mode in a lot of ways really is the G1 RC. Again, all of this art was taken from the Transformer Legends online card game kind of thing, and so that's why, like, none of this art is really a surprise, but it's just I was just reminded. I was like, oh yeah, that's true. She was blue in the card game, because at the time when that game was out, Transformers Prime was on TV, so they were pretty much playing off of that. And again, like, going through the cards, because I haven't seen a lot of this art in a very long time. The card game was like 4 years ago or something. It feels like. And I'm going like, oh yeah, they used the art for like Classics Mirage, like they used that design. They use the hound that's used in this one is that old, Universe 2.0 hound.
Yeah, exactly.
That came, at it. Even the Bumblebee, like the Bumblebee is that very first Classics Bumblebee mold. A lot of these were just kind of based off of those extremely, I don't want to say dated, but the much older generation stuff that we're kind of forgetting about. And one of them too that was really cool was like Flame War is there, and Flame War was one of the BotCon exclusives, like way back in, I think it was, I want to say 2014, 2015, probably 2014. So it's just like, a lot of cool stuff. I'm just reminded, and it just shows all the characters, the rarity ones, because sometimes there's more than one of Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
More than one of Megatron.
Yep.
They all look really cool. But what I really wanted to bring up, because like we got, like, kind of a lot of ways we got the character list and everything, so we knew what character cards there were. And I brought this up actually on the Facebook page itself. I even made a comment about it, and I said what was really cool was, if you're a fan of some of the characters that aren't on if the character list that we got, it's like these are the characters we're gonna get. But if you like the character of, like, let's say Thunderclash, or if you like the character of Needlenose, they appear on some of the battle cards, because the battle cards are all pretty much, just cropped scans from the comics. Mm-hmm. And when I mean from the comics, it could be anything from, some of the art is even from the Transformers Regeneration comics with Simon Furman. Like the source, it's all IDW related books, but they come from all different kinds of sources, not just the IDW ongoing G1 continuity.
Right.
Like there's like stuff from the Regeneration comics, there's stuff from the IDW ongoing books, there's stuff from the Dinobots miniseries. Like there's a lot of little things here and there, some of these Spotlight books. So it's kind of cool that, like, you go through it all and you're like, oh man, I really like the character of Thunderclash. And it's like, oh, you like Thunderclash? Well, he has a card called Grenade Launcher and he's on it. So if you like Thunderclash, that's like technically the card. You like Needle Nose? He's on a character card called the Flamethrower. You like G1 Scorponok? Well, and specifically that Scorponok being used is from the Regenerations comic. So it's that original G1 Marvel Scorponok. He's on the Debilitating Crystal card. So there's a lot of really cool characters that didn't get character cards, but they're making appearances at least through other means. So like, and here's me going through and going like, where's the Hot Rod one? There's no Hot Rod one. But and Hot Rod's all over the IDW verse. So it's like, it's part of me hoping he'll probably show up maybe on some of the other cards, maybe some of the other action cards or stuff. And then that'll be like your Hot Rod card that you could try to get and collect, because I know that there's going to be a lot of fans that are not going to be into this TCG, but they're still going to want to own trading cards of their favorite characters.
Yeah.
So some of the oddball ones that didn't make the cut for the character cards, like Six Shot, some of the
I'm kind of digging it because I'm looking through it and I'm just like, oh, I'm kind of getting the hang of how the game kind of works, because you have each character card has they get classed into a specific type of vehicle. So you got like RC's a motorcycle, Cosmos a spaceship, Hound's a truck, and then Mirage is a car. And then like you got Insecticons, and then you got, you're back to your cars again, Dinobots, spaceships, and then each of those of these battle cards kind of have upgrades for specific types of vehicles and specific types of characters that like they might be specializing in melee when they're in their robot mode or in their alt mode, or they might specialize in a specialist kind of thing or ranged mode, blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm kind of
what's
picking
cool
up how
too
it
is
works.
because Gen Con was a couple of weeks ago, and they had a booth, Transformers the Trading Card Game by Wizard of the Coast. They actually had a booth there, and they were teaching people how to play the game. And so there's a few videos online. I can't really think of any at the moment to like say a name, but just look up the Transformer Trading Card Game.
If you actually
Gen Con.
go to the Transformers Trading Card Game Facebook page, I think they should have some posts
there. They have
there.
them there. Okay, yeah, because I know that there was some posts of how to play the game, and they show you how to play it. And
like, I don't know if they posted it or if someone else posted it for them, kind of thing.
What I saw was, I believe someone else posted it for them, and then it got taken down right away, and then it got re-uploaded through someone else, I guess. But I mean, there's a few videos already, I think, that are still up that show you how to play the game, and it's a fairly easy game to learn and pick up. It doesn't have like, the learning curve isn't that crazy yet. I'm pretty sure as the game evolves, it'll start getting more complicated. I know Magic the Gathering was the same way. In the early days of Revised. I mean, I wasn't around for Alpha and Beta, but like at least like Revised and 4th edition, for people who know what the hell I'm talking about. At least when those two came out, it was a fairly simple game with the limited amount of cards that were available. And as time progressed, and then new stuff was invented, like flanking and phasing.
I'll give a quick shout out, I guess, to a specific YouTube channel called Rec apostrophe N Rule. They actually have a few videos of them playing through the game and showing you how it works, and talking about it and using different characters, basically.
Yeah, and it pretty much, like from what I gather is, you have your character cards and you choose your team, and then you just work it from there. And what's cool too when you look at these videos is you just see the scope of the size.
Yeah, the character cards are huge.
Yeah, so it's like, man, like the plastics that they're gonna have to be made just to
well, they have those plastics. You know what they look like? The size reminds me of, remember when I think let's say late 90s Magic the Gathering, and you had Planeswalkers.
Oh, those big motherfuckers.
Yeah, those big Planeswalkers. That's what they remind me of, because in those videos on that site, on that YouTube channel, they already have them in hard plastics.
Okay, cool. You know what? Now that I think about it, when it comes to hard plastics, I wasn't really thinking. I was thinking soft plastics.
No, but they have the border around it. They're definitely in hard plastic, and there's a little bit of space.
But you're right though, because I collect autographs and stuff like that, and I know that both the 8x10s and the more postcard sized ones.
Or maybe, I think they might be printed.
Or that.
I think they might be
Possible.
printed actually, because I'm seeing like a white border around the bottom, and it's like, huh, that's weird.
Well, I just know for a fact, like again through autograph collecting, they actually make hard plastics to protect autographs, specifically when they're shipped and stuff.
Yeah.
I actually bought like some old vintage autographs of dead Transformer voice actors recently. I don't want to brag about them yet. I want to get all the ones I can, and then I'll start showing them off to people because they're pretty tough to come by. But anyways, the point is that like, yeah, so I'm going to definitely probably just get those plastics, and I guess I'll just have to use those on that. And, you know, I guess the traditional cards will go in the sleeves. Anyways, it's cool stuff. Definitely check it out. It's Transformers, the card game on Facebook. It's at Transformers TCG on Facebook. Also, same thing with their Twitter page. And they have a YouTube page too. Same name, Transformers Trading Card Game. And tons of great stuff. Definitely check it out. I'm super excited about this. I already have pre-ordered. Shout out to Three Kings Loot. I already have pre-ordered a starter deck box and a whole booster box waiting for when this stuff hits. I'm gonna be all over it. So if you guys are looking for doubles, I might be sitting on some. So I'll definitely follow my Twitter.
It looks pretty cool, but I've kind of gotten out of the trading card game a while back, so
yeah,
I'll admire it from afar.
He'll admire from afar, and if you want to play him in Magic, he still has his red deck sitting around somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
Lightning
not
bolts.
even standard. Not even.
Yeah, definitely not standard.